Hello Cape members, I'm Esme and welcome to the video about connecting with your body. Now, because of coronavirus going on and the lockdown affecting our everyday lives, it's really natural that we're going to feel maybe overwhelmed or disconnected or maybe feeling at a loss and not really knowing what's going on. So I'm inviting us here today to sort of get back in contact with our bodies, just to feel that sense of grounding and connection, and just to have this quiet moment. So before we get going, I want you to find a quiet space. Now, preferably that would be away from noise, other people in the house, and a place where you don't usually do activities, so something like sleeping or work or anything else you might do in your day. I know we might have to be adaptable, so as long as you find a space for you, that's fine. Now, if you're inside, you can add something to it. So that could be a plant, a smell, or a nice piece of material, anything that might make you feel calm or safe and held. So I'm going to give you a moment and you can go and pause the video and get anything you want, maybe a nice little rug or a nice little candle. And then when you're ready, you can unpause it and we can get going. So for those of you who are still here with me, we're just going to start just putting our feet just below our hips, and we're just going to take a moment to meet here in our safe spaces, the space that you have created for yourself, and you've given yourself this time and this space to just give a listen to what's going on. So we're going to start with our feet and really think about that connection with the floor and the ground. Maybe we want to imagine roots going down deep into the ground and connecting us, really pressing down, and we're going to feel the way the floor supports us. It's solid. And how are we going to feel that solidness and that support? So that might be spreading our toes out. It might be feeling the outer edges, pressing down in the toes and the balls of the feet, the heels. Playing with your weight. Can you go off balance to find the balance? Off the other way and back in. Maybe bending our knees and really getting that sense of grounding and support. So we're going to feel our way up and into our knees. So once we're feeling that grounding support, we're going to pull up through our knees, finding that space, and that's going to move up, and maybe this is our trunks of our trees growing, and that's going to go up into our heads. And I want us to imagine a string up here. So we're going to feel that length, and we're going to imagine our head up in the sky today. There's some clouds, it's not as sunny today, and we might be able to see the clouds, we might be able to see the stars, or we might be able to see the sun, or the space, or the future. Maybe there's a bit of hope up there. So just seeing what you can see up there and feeling that two-way pull. So the top and the bottom. And what does that create here? Does that give us a time to look at what we're feeling in our bodies, in our emotions? And then we're going to look at our hands. So we don't really give enough time to our hands. What lines can you see? Or maybe wrinkles, or your skin, or those little dots or hairs or nail varnish like I have on. Our hands do a lot for us, and they hold a lot for us, and they have a lot of movement. There's lots of tiny bones going on in there. So how are we going to give that space within our hands and that time to look at them? Maybe they need a bit of pressure, bit of squeezing, warming up. Maybe they just gently need to be looked at. And then we can find time to find that connection. A little bit of pressure, warmth. How does that feel? How does it feel to hold your own hand? And you can start to find a twist here with me if you'd like, or you can adapt it to what's ever right for you. And maybe you can find a rhythm of a squeeze. You be with the rhythm of the ball in the background. It could be the rhythm of something going on inside your house or inside your own body. Maybe it needs to slow down. And with that, you might be able to find a breath through your body and a stillness, but still holding onto your hands, holding onto yourself. And we're going to feel that connection with the ground, that connection with the sky, and your connection with yourself. And have the breath, feel it move through you. And then we can let our hands, when we're ready, meet our sides. And find that stillness and that breath. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes if you would like, or soften your gaze, whatever you feel comfortable with. And we're going to take a minute to cancel out the sounds around us and listen to ourselves. So what can you hear right deep inside? So firstly, we're looking at our emotions or our feelings. And we're just going to allow them. As much as we can, we're going to try not to judge it. We're just going to allow it, notice it. Maybe there's a lot of things going on. Maybe there's only one or two things going on. Maybe there's a big predominant one. Does it have a name? Does it have a colour or a sensation? Maybe even a taste. And we're saying hello to that. And then we're going to bring it out to the next layer of our bones, our organs, our muscles. Is there something that's a bit stiff and uncomfortable? Is there something that's particularly relaxed? We're just going to notice it. Something a bit cold or a bit warm. And then we're going to go to our external layer of the skin. What's it in contact with? The clothes that we're wearing. Is it itchy? Is it soft? Can we feel the breeze? Can we feel the ground or our fingers tapping our legs? And then we're going to bring our awareness to that space just around us. What can we hear? Can we hear the street? The occasional aeroplane or something in your house? And then with that sound, you can open your eyes and find what you can see. Say hello to the world. Hello, welcome back. And now this is your space. So we've come to the end of our grounding together, but you can stay in your space for as long as you want. Maybe you need to sit down, have a breath. And that space is always there for you to go back to whenever you need. And this video is always here for you to get back in contact with yourself, feeling grounding, or just having the time to listen. And I hope you can find that time whenever you need it. Thanks for joining.